Game Wolf, come here. Are you ready, bud? For some viewer takeover? With Brian Paul, AJ, and Dave? Alright, let's go.
This is Viewer Takeover, where we film every Monday night, and then we bring it to YouTube every, whatever, man, I don't know, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever we get around to editing this thing, which is usually very, very late.
Wow, you started so high, and then you just went... Speaking of...
oh, hey, who's that guy in the middle? That guy in the middle is ThatGuyisWill from ThatGuyisWill VR.
We're not worthy.
Hello.
We're not worthy.
Here. I don't know about that.
It's going well. I've been trying to get you on the show forever. We've been trying to get you on. Every single time we've had a guest host for PSVR Gamescast Live, I always ask Will first. We say, "Hey man, can you fill in on this show?" And he's always like, "I don't know. I'm really important and stuff, so I don't really have time to make for you."
Well, you should know you are literally the only person that Brian likes in the world.
It might be true.
All right.
This is a very special guest for Brian, indeed.
Also
and the Game Cats.
Very awkward.
Me.
And the reason Dave Station VR is not here is because we got a text from him earlier. He had a flight over to Texas to go be with his family for Christmas. I'm not sure if that's a thing. And we got a text from him almost immediately saying his flight got delayed 4 hours, so he was just sitting in the airport. He was pretty convinced he was going to be able to make this show, and then when he sat in an airport for 4 hours, I think that changed everything. So thank you very much, Will, for filling in for him.
Thank you, Will.
Yeah. I am actually Dave.
You are.
Yes.
Shave.
He just takes off the beard, and that's what he looks
a little.
like.
Speaking of is our viewer takeover introduction this week from Jan the Game Wolf, who sent us that awesome introduction at withoutparole@gmail.com. So make sure if you want to introduce next week's show, you send to withoutparole@gmail.com. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it sexy. That was a sexy ass introduction, don't you think?
What an adorable dog. And he kept saying our names, and he was like, "Ooh." That melted my heart, man. That made my day. So thank you, Yan, the game Wolf. I love that. It's like Bloody Roar. Remember, Yan the Wolf.
Did you like any good games on PlayStation 1 or just like Jet Moto and Bloody Wolf?
Those are fucking hidden gems, all right? Those are the greatest games ever.
They're so hidden that they should never be found. All right, but of course, Jan the Game Wolf isn't the only person we want to thank this week. Of course not. He's not. We want to thank all these people. These people down here. These people went to patreon.com/withoutparole.
Games.
Thank you very much. And they're giving us $1 or more every single month because they love us almost as much as we love you.
Almost.
So get your name on that scroll where it belongs and go to patreon.com/withoutparolegames. Also, we want to thank a few other people, don't we, AJ?
We do. We want to thank everybody that took Beauty and Decay's lead and changed their name to something GameCat, something #GameCat, something GameCat adjacent. And this week we have two very special new names we want to introduce into the Meow Den. And that's going to be Kate Panic, the reverse Taste Mag GameCat. Oh, I see what you did there. I'm probably the last person to get that. Oh man! Wow, he got me. Very, very sneaky there, Kate Panic. Kate Panic was previously known as like the Contagion Outbreak Game Cat.
And then Contagion came out, and he was like, "Nix."
I like Contagion, man. I will fight for that game.
I like Contagion, but it's not worth changing your name over.
Yeah.
And then we've also got Game Cats Market. Meows for sale. Get your meows for sale.
I like that.
Fresh meows. Actually, first time I heard Game Cats Market, I popped into my chat when I was streaming something, and I was like, did I hear that properly? Like, I wasn't sure. I was like, did I just hear Game Cat Market? But yeah, awesome addition. Thank you guys so much for showing your support. Like we said, there's tons of ways. Besides the Patreon, you can change your name or just show up and hit that like button and, just remind us that you're here and just know that we're always missing you.
And if you change your name to GameCat like you should because you're a loyal supporter of Without Parole, make sure you, in the comments at some point, put a hashtag GameCat so I can find you and give you a shout out at next week's show. I'm still waiting for Will to change his name.
He did change his name.
I did.
Yeah, but that was unofficial as fuck.
That was definitely official. That was about as official as it gets.
All right, we'll give him that. Excellent. Well, what we really do here on Viewer Takeover, no one knows, no one will ever know, is we search the comments for the hashtag Viewer Takeover, and we search our Discord channel. Make sure you join our Discord server and leave your Viewer Takeover question in the Viewer Takeover channel. I always get channel and server confused. And then
Discord's always booming.
It's always booming. It's booming a lot lately. I'm up at all hours of the night, and man, there are people having conversations about some weird ass things.
I'm telling you, the No Man's Sky.
Squishies. We are no Squishies T-shirt. I'm vetoing that one, Will. Sorry.
You know, JoJo the Game Dog actually pointed out that there's a Squishies in the banner, and I didn't even realize
she made the banner.
Yeah, I know. And she pointed out that she got a Squishies. I was like, how the hell did you let Brian get a Squishy on there?
She asked.
Make Brian.
I said it's because it's a Will-related thing. We'll let it slide.
It has nothing to do with Will.
It has everything to do with Will. Will's the only person that cares about Squishies on the face of the planet. Of course it has something to do with Will. So
there's like two other people.
I think there's some hidden cult underground.
No, I think Will has alternate accounts. And that's the entirety of the cult.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
All right. So our first viewer takeover question comes from Billy Paw, the Game Cat, from PSVR this week. Billy Paw writes, with the much needed Blind Spot DLC supposedly coming any day now. That's a whole conversation within itself. It better show up before Christmas. What other PSVR games need more DLC? Either to justify the asking price or simply because you just need more of a good thing. Hashtag viewer takeover.
You know, I would love to hear Will start with this one. Will, what game would you like to see DLC or think you need that needs DLC to justify the high price tag?
I'm going to start off with Super Hot. So I just want more mini games, more levels, more everything. But specifically mini games, because I spent more time on the endless mini game than the actual game itself.
Nice.
I spent hours upon hours in that. So I'd like to see him come up with a new mini game for Super Hot.
That's a great one. I'm sure a lot of people would be pleased by that as well.
Yeah.
This goes a little off the rails, but man, I was just thinking the other day how like Super Hot is, just leaving money on the table by not porting the original Super Hot game into just straight VR, man. It's like, we got Super Hot VR, but that original game is way more like a traditional first-person shooter. And now that everyone's
really?
Oh yeah, it's.
I didn't even know it was different.
Yeah, you run around, and when you run around, time moves. And so I would love to get the original game in VR. Because I think that would, now that we've all got our VR legs and, we're really acclimated to using the Move controllers, I think that would be a really good time.
I agree. Nice pick, Will.
Hey,
Brian, what about you?
Oh, well, I'm going to take your pick. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to say this, and I think this is a super obvious answer, is Rush of Blood, right? Because Rush of Blood 2 is something that I'd kill for, but man, Rush of Blood DLC, I want equally as much. Every single level of Rush of Blood tackles another phobia, another fear, something that, that spider one pretty much makes me shit my pants every single time. And man, I just want more of that because they're so good at what they do that I don't need a full-fledged sequel. And just give me 5 or 6 more levels. I'll give you another $20. I don't care. Just charge whatever you want. I'll pay it.
I would love to see Supermassive Games get back into VR. I know they had kind of two snafus with the Impatient and Bravo team, but Rush of Blood is forever a timeless classic that really is the reason I bought a PSVR. So yeah, that would be a great one to have. What kind of level would you want to see? What still like carnival themed or anything specific you'd like to see? A castle maybe?
Give me anything, man. Honestly, they didn't. There's so many things they haven't tackled yet, right? Obviously the Impatient.
It's a train right by our house.
Train is that you? On our side.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Me.
Oh wow. Usually it's me that has all the background.
I was gonna say you got sirens on your end now. Trains. You don't really have to warn people. People aren't gonna be driving down the highway and be like, "Oh my god, a train!" The sirens, yeah, that kind of you got to warn people that's us. But it's train, yeah.
Nice. I'll take anything for Rush of Blood. Obviously they tackled hospitals in the Inpatient, and I'm like, but there's so much more you could go with that. So I say give us more hospitals. Give us. I mean, they didn't tackle zombies, man. You could definitely have a zombie level. So many things that people are scared of, and I will take
zombie squishies.
You're really a one-trick pony, aren't you?
You had to see this coming. You had to know that this was coming. Like, but yeah, I'm surprised you didn't have Squishy's DLC, by the way. But anyway, so for my pick, I'm gonna have to go with what is a long existing franchise in everybody's golf. You know, I've been playing this game for almost 20 years, since it was Hot Shots Golf, and it's always had AI, always had multiplayer, either local. I would prefer online though, because how cool would it be if they added multiplayer option DLC and you know, also AI to play against, like in a tournament and stuff, and you try to win. And the gameplay is so good to not have the meat there that it needs to like make like a nice, you know, formidable game loop. And man, multiplayer DLC, to be able to have your friends there with their avatars and pick your little avatars in person on these golf courses could be a lot of fun. And that is by far the biggest game I think needs DLC.
And more
really
courses.
Yeah, more courses,
more
lots
clubs,
of
more
stuff.
everything, man. It's like, just give us more of every single thing that's in that game. And if you
Right.
are adding multiplayer, then suddenly the cosmetic side of Hot Shots Golf, or everybody's golf, starts coming through again, because then other people can actually see you playing. And so then it's like you get the character customization options, you get the different hats, you get the different t-shirts, you get the different pants, you get the different everything. And man, I think that they are I think they're missing out big time by not having that.
Oh yeah, they'd probably sell twice as much with it. And yeah, I would love to see it. I'm sure the game's doing just fine without it, but you know, it would definitely make it a lot better. That's like literally the only complaint I have with that game. Everything else about the game is so good. I can't even believe they got a golf club to work that well with just the Move controller. It's insane that it even works that well.
I feel like Will has a second DLC option.
I actually have 5, but we'll just go with another one.
Give me one more.
Yeah, let's go with one more. Zing the Land Beyond. That's one of my favorite PSVR games,
Thank
not
you.
just of this year, of all time. It's
Me
extremely
too.
underrated.
Agreed.
More underrated than Pinball VFX,
Totally
whatever
agree.
it's called.
Still a good game though.
Yeah, just another world or two with the stories in them. You know, just more of what's already there.
You know what I love about that game is I still have a level I haven't beaten yet. Once you get the platinum, there's still a secret level that you can go back and beat. So I've been trying to hold off as long as I can. I almost streamed it within the last few weeks, but man, Zing, The Land Beyond, such a brilliant game. The way it looks, the way the puzzles are, everything about it. Everybody should really own that game. And I couldn't agree more that it's criminally underrated.
Yeah, for what it offers, and what it was, it like $20 or something. It's like
$20.
Yeah.
It's like the best value on the PlayStation Store.
It's insane. It's so good.
All right, Will, do you want to read the next question for us?
Next question from Troy Powell. I believe I pronounced that right.
You did.
Viewer takeover, it's a thing. Hashtags, put those down with your questions, whatever. With the PS5 controller design out and the light bar being gone, what do you think that will mean for games like Pixel Rip that rely on it?
I think this might be a simple answer, right? I think when you talk about like the PlayStation 5 being backward compatible with PlayStation 4 games, it's also going to be backward compatible with PlayStation 4 devices, like the Move controllers we're already using, like the DualShock 4 we're already using. And so I think it's going to require you to hang on to your DualShock 4 if you want to play backward compatible games. Is there a better answer than that?
No, from I know we don't go by patents at all. Those are just like nothing official. We know
Dime a
that for
dozen.
sure. However, there were patents showing the different VR headset technology that had both inside out and outside in tracking. So to me, that, especially with it being backwards compatible, I would think most likely you're still going to be able to use old peripherals and stuff, but they're going to have stuff built in with the new controllers and new stuff once that gets to us as well. But, you know, that's the beauty of backwards compatibility, is that's going to make it a lot easier to make the jump. You know, they've said over and over, they want the PS5 to be as seamless as possible. And I think this is proof of one of those ways they can do that, is by making it both options inside out. And some games might just update their game as well to add a new controller if you want to use a new controller.
God, I really hope that's a thing. I hope all the PSVR developers are out there going like ready for the PlayStation 5 launch with their PS5 patches.
Some will. The ones that, are still supporting the game nonstop, like, Crisis Brigade, stuff like that, you can expect. But stuff like Preda, no, don't expect that to get updated at all.
Poor little Preda.
Poor little Preda.
Nice. And I guess our last question, AJ, you want to take that one away?
This comes from Orsic, the game cat.
How does he make it
from
to every single fucking viewer takeover? Like, every week.
Because we're biased and we love Orsic. And, we just want to be really nice to him so he can play with his PS6. He says, #viewer takeover, #meowy Christmas. What was your best video game related Christmas gift and your worst? Dun, dun, dun. Mine would, my best Christmas gift was probably, my brother gave me Final Fantasy VII back in the day. And then I got to, the Scorpion. If I had I've never received, I don't think a PlayStation 5, a PlayStation 4 VR gift. So, really the true answer would be, honestly, a lot of times on Christmas and stuff, I stream during Christmas, and just having people come in and keep me company. And hopefully I'm keeping company for people out there as well. Having you guys is what I'm saying. I'm not crying. You're crying. Honestly, being a part of this community is the best video game related Christmas gift I could possibly have. It's such an honor to know each and every one of you. It's not a traditional YouTube channel, so it's freaking awesome, man.
Will?
Top that, baby.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go but down.
Well, mine was just the PlayStation 4 itself. So not a game or anything, just the system. I couldn't afford it at the time, and a friend came over, this big box, unwrapped it, had the PlayStation. It was amazing. Also,
you got it from a friend?
Yeah,
that's a hell of a friend.
Yeah,
damn.
I
Along with the hit
like
title Knack on the PlayStation.
Yes,
best possible game to demonstrate the new hardware.
Game of the Year edition.
I was still amazed, and now because of that, I have PSVR and doing all this. So
that's awesome, man. That's a good friend. You need to give that friend a raise.
You need to promote him to best friend.
You're right.
Yeah. Will do.
Ooh. Ouch, that one hurt. Hey, guys, before we get out of here, before we call it quits and let everyone go enjoy their holidays, I think Will needs to pimp his channel a little bit. Everyone knows Without Parole and PSVR on the ground, they watch his channel every week. Did you just roll your eyes, AJ? I'm fucking keeping an eye on you.
Nobody knows me.
Listen, you're here with me every single week.
If people know who I am, I have failed. I am supposed to be a YouTube ninja in the shadows, just supporting from the darkness.
You have failed. I turn the camera on you twice a week. And you're like, hey, everybody. But Will, this might be a lot of people's first time seeing you. Why don't you tell people what you do on YouTube and where they can find you?
Well, I like to rip off PSVR Without Parole and do reviews of PSVR games and live streams, all that stuff. And so on YouTube, I'm ThatGuyisWill VR. And then I have a website, psvrreview.com. That's where I post written versions of my review, and then same thing on Twitter. So.
No, but for real, Will, you do an awesome job. Yeah. You always have reviews on like every single game that comes out, and you're usually the first to get some of those reviews out as well. And you do a great job, man. Keep it up. I love watching you over there.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't have people on the show that we don't like, so I guess that goes the same for me over here too. All right, you guys, I think that's going to do it for another episode of Viewer Takeover. Make sure you change your name to GameCat, #GameCat in the comments. Make sure you send us Viewer Takeover questions. Make sure you join our Discord. Make sure you send us Viewer Takeover introductions withoutparole@gmail.com. Most importantly, make sure you join our Patreon. Support us for $1 or more every single month. I swear to you, I quit my job. And this is you guys are supporting the whole channel now. Patreon.com/withoutparolegames. Games. Merry Christmas, everybody. We love you all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Will, did you get a copy of this too?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Will came to the show prepared.